Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ika Fitriani. I'm from Class 2E of English Education Department, Sultan Syarif Qasim Islamic University Riau. And in this video, I will tell you about 5 shocking facts from the Qur'an. As we know, the Qur'an is the holy book for Muslims that Allah revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And here is 5 shocking facts from the Quran. Number 1. Origin of life. Water is essential for all living things. We all know that water is vital to life, but the Quran makes a very unusual claim. We made every living thing from water. Will they not believe? Al-Quran 21 verse 30. In this verse, water is pointed out as the origin of all life. All living things are made of cells. We know now that cells are mostly made up of water. For example, 18% of the cytoplasm, basic cells material, of our standard animal cells is described as water in biology textbooks. The fact that living things consist mostly of water was discovered only after the invention of the microscope. So in the desert of Arabia, that last thing someone would have guessed is that all life came from water. And then Number 2. Iron. Iron is not natural to the earth. It did not form on the earth but came down to earth from outer space. This may sound strange, but it is true. Scientists have found that billions of years ago, the earth was struck by meteorites. And these meteorites were carrying iron from distant stars which had exploded. The Quran says the following on the origin of iron. We send down iron with its great inherent strength and its many benefits for humankind. Al-Quran 57 verse 25. God uses the word send down for iron. It is clear from the verse that iron is not an earthly material, but was sent down for the benefit of humanity. The fact that iron came down to earth from outer space is something which could not be known by the primitive science of the 7th century. Number 3. Mountains. The Quran draws our attention to a very important characteristic of mountains. Did we not make the earth a resting place, and the mountains a stake? Al-Quran 78 verse 6 until 7. The Quran indicates that mountains have deep roots by using the word stakes to describe them. In fact, mountains do have deep roots. And the word stakes is an accurate description for them. A book titled Earth by geophysicist Frank Price explains that mountains are like stakes and are buried deep under the surface of the earth. Mount Everest, the height of which is approximately 9 km above ground, has a root deeper than 125 km. The fact that mountains have deep stakes, like roots, was not known until after the development of the theory of plate tectonics in the beginning of the 20th century. Number 4. Expanding universe. At a time when the science of astronomy was still primitive, that expansion of the universe was described in Qur'an. And it is we who have built the universe without creative power and keep expanding it. Al-Qur'an 51 verse 47. The fact that the universe is expanding was discovered in the last century. The physicist Stephen Hawking in his book A Brief History of Time writes that discovery that the universe is expanding was one of the great intellectual revolutions of the 20th century. The Qur'an mentioned that expansion of the universe even before the invention of the telescope. Number 5. Sun's orbit. In 1512, the astronomer Nicholas Copernicus put forward his theory that the sun is motionless at the center of the solar system, and that the planets revolve around it. The belief that the sun is stationary was widespread amongst astronomers until 20th century. It is now a well-established scientific fact that the sun is not stationary, but is moving in an orbit around the center of our Milky Way galaxy. The Qur'an mentions the orbit of the sun. It is He who created night and day, the sun and moon, each floating is its orbit. Al-Qur'an 21 verse 33. The Qur'an would have been wrong according to astronomers just a couple of decades ago, but we know now that the Quranic account of the sun's motion is consistent with modern astronomy. Okay, from the text above is 5 shocking facts from the Quran. And see you next time in my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.